The Fox News decision desk can now project that former Vice President Joe Biden will win Pennsylvania and Nevada, putting him over the 270 electoral votes he needs to become the 46th President of the United States.
就算对其他媒体宣布拜登胜选视若无睹，但是就连对共和党最友善的福斯电视台，都在半小时后宣布拜登已经跨越当选门槛。共和党高层竟无人出面恭喜拜登当选，连一纸致辞的声明也没有。这也是美国百年民主政治从未出现过的状况。共和党籍的参议院多数党领袖麦康纳保持沉默，由幕僚转告媒体，他的立场跟2天前的推文一样，也就是每一张合法票都要计算，每一张非法票都要排除。他相信司法体系会解决争端。
But if we look back to 2016, there were not a lot of Democrats congratulating then President-elect Donald Trump. In fact, the 2+ years of a Russia investigation that said he was pretty much illegitimate. So it's worth just putting in context all of that.
And I think the decent thing to do is let the president himself take the time he wants to absorb this. So if the president needs to take a few days, maybe even longer, to absorb, ultimately accept, and I think he ultimately will accept the outcome of the people.
唯一还保持着民主伦理、公开祝贺拜登当选的是2012年的共和党总统候选人罗姆尼。
GOP Senator Mitt Romney congratulated President-elect Joe Biden after he was projected to win the White House race over President Trump. Romney tweeted, referring to his wife, quote, "Ann and I extend our congratulations to President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. We know both of them as people of goodwill and admirable character. We pray that God may bless them in the days and years ahead."
就当媒体忙着宣布拜登当选以及共和党的反应之际，川普总统在干嘛？
And this is some video of the president out playing golf, and when the network started calling it.
川普不为所动，打完球一脸严肃回到白宫，也不接受媒体采访。当然，更没有恭喜拜登当选。按照惯例，用推文表达立场。他呼吁拜登不要铸下宣布当选的大错，因为他一样可以宣布当选，并说所有的司法程序才要开始。
We were getting ready for a big celebration.
The reality then and now, the votes are still being counted. Today, the president calling supporters and tweeting furiously, Twitter slapping warning labels on many of his tweets.
于是川普自己开了记者会。
Good evening. I'd like to provide the American people with an update on our efforts to protect the integrity of our very important 2020 election. If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us.
We're going to fact check this in real time for you tonight because that's not the case. We don't have any evidence of illegal votes in this country.
The Trump campaign today filing lawsuits in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia and demanding a recount of the tally in Wisconsin. The governor of Pennsylvania pushing back.
This afternoon, the Trump campaign filed a lawsuit to stop the counting of ballots in Pennsylvania. That is simply wrong. Our election officials at the state and local levels should be free to do their jobs without fear, without intimidation, without attacks. I'm going to fight like hell to protect the vote of every Pennsylvanian.
Top Republican leaders in Washington stayed mostly quiet, watching and waiting for the votes to be counted. For the president and his family, that's infuriating. As Eric Trump tweeted tonight, where is the GOP? Our voters will never forget.
$500,000 you just donated to the president's defense fund here. Wow.
You know, I saw the president's speech last night, and it was very hard to watch. The president's allegations of large-scale fraud and theft of the election are just not substantiated. I'm not aware of any significant wrongdoing here.
Because I know there's a lot of people who think this election is stolen. A lot of people think there's fraud. And you know what? There may be fraud. There may be all the... We don't know that right now. And for the president to go out there and claim that without any evidence of that is dangerous. And I just would say to the president, you know, there may be some validity in some of the things that you believe, but to go out there and suggest that this is rigged or that counting votes in my home state by clerks all over 67 counties, and as you kept losing votes was somehow rigged? No, Democrats voted by mail. That's why your lead went away.
川普当然有理由不服气，因为共和党选的并不差。
We're going to win the state of North Carolina. We're going to win the state of Florida. I love Georgia. We're going to win the state of Michigan.
川普的得票率优于选前民调，而且今年的全国得票数还高出2016年几百万票。
Suburban areas where Democrats did really well in 2018, and Democrats were hoping that suburban surge was going to help them pick up seats across the country, and of course, especially for Joe Biden. It looks like it worked in some places. Arizona, flipping that state from Republican to Democrat. In this case, Donald Trump did pretty well among Latino voters, getting 45% of the Latino vote in Florida, a lot of that from South Florida, but also doing well in Texas.
既然如此，怎么还会输呢？
It seems like COVID, the biggest impact it's had on this race is the issue we're spending so much time on, which is early and absentee balloting. Democrats really pushing their voters to vote early.
And when Republicans go out of power, the part of the party that will seize power, it sees total control as the entertainment wing of the GOP, the Fox News wing. And so the extremism is going to increase, not decrease and defeat.
选举过后，前白宫首席顾问班农在自己频道上的一段影片，恰恰印证了这个说法。
Second term kicks off with firing Wray, firing Fauci. Now, I actually want to go a step farther, but I realize the president is a kind-hearted man and a good man. I'd actually like to go back to the old times of Tudor England. I'd put the heads on pikes, right? I'd put them at the two corners of the White House as a warning. This is what we used to do to traitors. That's how you won the revolution. Nobody wants to talk about it. Revolution wasn't some sort of garden party.
在注意到这一过激言论后，推特随即封了班农的账号。华盛顿邮报直截了当地说，共和党在2020这场选战中完全被川普的疯狂想法绑架，直言无论本届有没有要改选的共和党参众议院，全成了川普的俘虏，好像川普的妄想就是他们的妄想。川普的失败就是他们的失败，要是川普垮了，他们也要跟着垮。不过，华盛顿邮报说，这些人是自愿被绑架，即使其中有人想跳车，也为时已晚。
捍卫言论自由到底，抢救中天。台湾不能只有一种声音，请立刻订阅中天电视 YouTube 频道，订阅、按赞、分享，开启小铃铛。